Welcome to an exploration of one of humanity's most fascinating cradles of civilization, Mesopotamia. Between the mighty Tigris and Euphrates rivers lies a land that gave birth to innovations we still rely on today, from the first written words to the earliest legal codes. This is where humanity first began to build cities, develop complex societies, and create the foundations of modern civilization. Let's begin with the Sumerians, who emerged around 4500 BCE. These innovative people established the world's first cities, like Ur and Uruk, transforming human society from scattered agricultural communities into organized urban centers. But their most revolutionary contribution was the invention of writing. Cuneiform, meaning wedge shape, began as simple pictographs carved into clay tablets to keep track of trade goods, and evolved into a sophisticated writing system that could express complex ideas and stories. The Sumerians were masterful problem solvers. Faced with unpredictable flooding in their river valley, they developed complex irrigation systems, creating canals and levees to control water flow. This agricultural innovation allowed them to feed large populations and create food surpluses, enabling the rise of specialized workers like artisans, priests. They also gave us the sexagesimal system, the reason we divide time into units of 60 and measure circles in 360 degrees. Around 2334 BCE, the Akkadian Empire, led by Sargon the Great, became the first multi-ethnic, centrally governed empire in history. The Akkadians adopted and adapted Sumerian culture, creating a bilingual society where both languages were used. They expanded trade networks as far as the Indus Valley and established sophisticated administrative systems that would influence empire building for millennia to come. But perhaps the most well-known Mesopotamian civilization was Babylon, particularly during the reign of Hammurabi around 1750 BCE. The Code of Hammurabi, a massive stone stele inscribed with 282 laws, represents one of humanity's first attempts at establishing written law. While some of its principles might seem harsh by today's standards, an eye for an eye originated here. It established crucial concepts like the presumption of innocence and the right to present evidence in one's defense. The Babylonians were also brilliant mathematicians. They developed complex algebraic equations, calculated square roots, and created mathematical tables that would be used for over 1,000 years. Their astronomical observations were so precise that they could predict celestial events with remarkable accuracy. The 7-day week, that's Babylonian too, based on their observations of 7 celestial bodies visible to the naked eye. Then there were the Assyrians, who built the world's first true empire through military innovation and administrative efficiency. Their capital, Nineveh, housed the Library of Ashurbanipal, the first systematically organized library in history. With over 30,000 clay tablets, it preserved much of what we know about Mesopotamian literature and science. The Assyrians were also master engineers, building massive palaces and creating sophisticated aqueducts and water-lifting devices. The architectural achievements of these civilizations were staggering. The ziggurats, massive step temples reaching toward the heavens, required advanced understanding of engineering and mathematics. The hanging gardens of Babylon, if they existed as described in ancient texts, would have been an engineering marvel, using complex irrigation systems to create a paradise in the desert. These civilizations' influence extends far beyond their time. The development of writing enabled the preservation and transmission of knowledge across generations. Their mathematical and astronomical discoveries formed the basis for Greek and later European science. Their legal codes influenced law systems from Rome to the present day. Even their myths and stories, like the Epic of Gilgamesh, continue to resonate in modern literature. The urban planning principles they developed, with central public spaces, residential areas, and commercial districts, still influence how we build cities today. Their irrigation techniques laid the groundwork for modern agricultural practices. The concept of schools, that started in Mesopotamia too, with the Ejeba, where scribes were trained in writing and mathematics. What's particularly fascinating is how these civilizations built upon each other's achievements. Each empire absorbed and adapted the innovations of its predecessors while adding its own contributions. This process of cultural transmission and improvement became a model for how civilizations develop and interact. Consider their impact on modern society. When you check your watch, you're using the Sumerian sexagesimal system. When you sign a contract, you're participating in a legal tradition that began with Hammurabi's code. When you write anything, you're benefiting from the Sumerian invention of writing. Even our modern banking system has roots in Mesopotamian practices of lending and interest. The decline of these civilizations didn't mean the end of their influence. Their innovations were adopted by the Persians, Greeks, and Romans, who then spread them throughout their empires. Through these channels, Mesopotamian achievements became part of the foundation of Western civilization and, by extension, our modern global culture. As we face modern challenges like climate change, urbanization, and the need for sustainable agriculture, the solutions developed by these ancient peoples might offer valuable insight. Their experience in managing water resources, building sustainable cities, and organizing complex societies remains relevant today. The story of Mesopotamia is more than just ancient history. It's the story of humanity's first steps toward the world we know today. From the first cities to the first written words, from the first laws to the first libraries, these civilizations laid the groundwork for human progress. Their achievements remind us that innovation, adaptation, and the sharing of knowledge are key to advancing human civilization. What aspects of Mesopotamian civilization fascinate you the most? Is it their architectural achievements, their mathematical discoveries, or perhaps their literary contributions? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more explorations of ancient civilizations and their lasting impact on our world.